Hey guys, in today's video I want to share this sketchbook with you. This is a Stillman Birn Alpha sketchbook. It is a square size. I think it's something like 7.5 inches by 7.5 inches. I don't have a ruler to... oh no, I do. Yeah, 7.5 inches by 7.5 inches. It's really interesting to have a square format actually, and it's really cool when it opens up into a double spread like that because, yeah, you can just get some interesting sketches going on. I'm a big fan of this size and format now, so I would definitely consider getting another one. I think I've pretty much sketched across both pages for the entirety of this sketchbook, and this whole sketchbook is on location sketching as well. So super keen to show this to you guys. So let's move cameras and take a look. Firstly, let's just address the elephant in the room. The sticker, Ronnie's sex shop. It is not a sex shop, it's actually a bar. It's got a really great story behind it, and it's just a bit of a tourist destination along Route 62 in South Africa, so definitely not a sex shop, promise. Got the little Urban Sketches Johannesburg stamp there. So this first one was way back in November 2022. I'm actually really bad at sticking to one sketchbook at a time, and I just bounce in between different sketchbooks depending on what I'm doing or what I want to try out and that kind of thing. But I did my best to keep this one just completely on location sketching, mainly with Urban Sketches Johannesburg and a few that were done as travel sketches. There's a couple here that actually I was doing demos on how to sketch a car loosely and doing some demos on people sketching. So aside from that though, the rest is all on location. So this is done at Monte Casino. If you guys saw my last YouTube video, the one about mixing collage and urban sketching, you might recognize this same building, which was over on the left, that kind of thing. It's a really cool place to sketch. Also from Monte Casino, but from a different area. And I really like, I tried to keep it nice and loose here, and then just did a little close up here of one of the mosaic patterns I could see on the wall. It's just a really nice way to finish off the spread and add some different things in. This was a spread of the mining district. We are actually going to be in this very area for the first official Urban Sketches event on the African continent, which I am teaching workshops at on Saturday and Sunday. So when you're watching this video, I would have actually done that. I would have done that yesterday and today. I'm so excited about this event. It's going to be really, really cool. And then this also is Monte Casino. You might recognize this tower, again from that previous video I showed, collage and urban sketching. This one was really fun. I did this on the plane to Cape Town. I was going to meet my parents because they were visiting from the UK. And yeah, I decided to do an aeroplane sketch, which historically I've never been all that happy with, but I think this one came out really well. I was really happy with it actually. And then we were on holiday with my parents. I was just trying to do a bit of a minimalist kind of vibe here. So at this stage, I just want to mention to you guys that this video is being sponsored by Skillshare. I have been a member of Skillshare for many, many years, on and off, to be honest with you. But when they sort of first came out, I was a member, and I just learned so much about so many different avenues of illustration and watercolor and that kind of thing. But most recently, I've been turning to Skillshare to sort of think about some other kind of goals that I have. So one of my very favorite teachers on the Skillshare platform, and one of my favorite urban sketches actually, is James Richards. And his courses alone on Skillshare are absolutely worth every single cent. As I said, aside from illustration and painting and that kind of thing, I've actually been wondering about trying to do some more professional illustration work. And so I came to Skillshare and I was like, I wonder if there's anything here that can help me. And straight away, I'm seeing Illustration Business Bootcamp. I'm seeing this video here, transition into illustration, breaking into the industry. So I'm thinking, approaching agencies and trying to get some of my work into like editorials or that kind of thing. And then I was seeing like Omar Wynn is the instructor, and I'm like, wow, okay. I mean, I know who she is. She's great. So to see that there's a video by her, and then Lisa Congdon as well. I've been a big fan of her work for a very long time. And she also has a video on professional practice and how to follow a creative brief. I have actually done this one quite a few years ago actually, but it's just great to come on here and see that there is lots about developing your own style and building a career in illustration, aside from, you know, just learning how to paint or draw, that kind of thing. But don't get me wrong, there is literally a million different avenues to go down on Skillshare. It's not all illustration. I've used it to learn more about video editing. At the moment, I've transitioned to DaVinci Resolve. So I've been finding the videos here about that particular video editing software really, really helpful. But you can even like learn things like sewing, email marketing, coding, Python for beginners over here, which is also something I'm really interested in, cooking. The list goes on. So there's just so much to check out. As you can see, I'm re-watching James Richards' course here, I think on light and shadow. Just absolutely amazing. Love it so much. Anyway, so please do check out Skillshare on my link below, which you can find in the description. If you want to unlock your creativity, learn something new, then Skillshare is giving a 1-month free trial when you use the link in the description of this video. And the best thing is the first 1,000 people to use the link will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare as well. So I highly recommend it. Do check it out. And yeah, let me just carry on with talking you guys through this sketchbook. Okay, so yeah, here we are. I'm on holiday with my parents. We're going all over the place. We're driving into the Karoo Desert. We're on the garden route and all that kind of thing. I didn't do all that much drawing because I just really wanted to enjoy my time with them. I hadn't seen them for a long time, so. But this was the view from our Airbnb apartment. Nice little church in Barrydale. This was an Urban Sketches Johannesburg meetup at a place called Prison Break Market. It was kind of raining a little bit, spitting on and off. You can kind of see some of the textures there. But overall, I was kind of happy with this one. I was really happy with how this one came out, also at Monte Cassino at a different area. But this glass kind of section of the building that's emerging from this kind of brickwork here. It's, you know, it's all kind of stylized and fake, but I was really happy with the reflections in the glass there. I think it stands out. This one is another one at Monte Cassino. You guys are gonna see a theme here, but I was very happy with this fountain, white gel pen, just used to show the water there. A crazy colored one. I was going for like a cyan, magenta, yellow, black, CMYK kind of vibe. Another one at Monte Cassino, just a parking garage. I think I put paint down first and then drew on top. I was just playing with that. This one is in Johannesburg CBD. And this building had all these satellite dishes on, and it was just so funny. I just had to draw it. But I was quite happy with the traffic lights there, and this car wasn't too bad as well. I was okay with that. Another one at Monte Cassino. And then this is when I went to New Zealand. I mainly used an accordion sketchbook from Etcher, which has got most of the trip on it, and I've got a video showing you that as well, which maybe some of you have seen. But I did take the sketchbook with me as well, just for the odd sketch that wasn't going to fit in the accordion book, or I wanted to be a bit more experimental without ruining the accordion book. I did this in 45 minutes because I was so behind schedule with where I needed to be, but I couldn't not draw this building, so I did this in 45 minutes. I was super happy with myself. This one was in Wellington. It's the Parliament buildings. And I started over here, as you might be able to tell. I got really hungry and I was like, I just can't be bothered to draw the rest of this. So I just kind of vaguely indicated it. But I actually think it really works. I'm like quite a big fan of this overall look, to be honest. And I'm glad I kind of captured the scene. This one I took hours and hours over. This is the station in a place called Dunedin. And I didn't even finish, to be honest with you. And I do have a video on this about how to rescue one of your sketches. So you might find that interesting because I put a lot more contrast and it looks much better now than it did. So if you want to see the video process on that, do check it out. This is from Virginia Hines' workshop at the Symposium in Auckland, at the Urban Sketches Symposium. I learned a lot from her. It was really cool. This was a drink and draw with some members of Urban Sketches Melbourne, which was really fun. These guys were so amazing. They welcomed me into their group and I had such a lovely evening with them. Again, at the symposium, just messing around. Back in Johannesburg, again at Monte Casino, I did a bit of abstract kind of paint first and then drew on top. And I was really happy with how this came out. Actually, I really liked the sketch. This is at a place called Chartwell Castle, not too far from where I live. Never even knew it existed. It has the largest hedgerow, uninterrupted hedgerow maze in the Southern Hemisphere or something. Very random, but really cool. And the owners of this place really loved my sketch, so that was fun. This one was a crazy background, and I've got a whole online course on this technique if you want to check it out. Started with a crazy abstract background and then drew on top, also at Monte Casino. This was a talk at a art club called Paint and Palette, and this is Margaret, who I know, and she was giving a talk, and I thought, you know, let me just try. This is not my comfort zone at all. I actually really love how this came out. It's quite cartoony, but yeah, it reminds me of sitting there, and I really enjoyed being able to draw something like this. I think it's quite a fun sketch. This one is from an Urban Sketches Johannesburg meetup, a place called The View. I think I've got a YouTube video on this one if you want to watch that. I'll link it in the corner. And then I had a bit of time left, so again, just trying to do some basic people sketching. I really like this one of Kathy. She looks like she's frantically trying to draw as the time was drawing to a close. This was more of I was trying to practice just drawing elements of what was around me in the food court and make it more of a spread. I actually really like how this came out. This was another paint first, draw later. I was in a really terrible mood this day, and I think it shows. It's just muddy and it just didn't work out. Yeah, not a good one, but that happens sometimes. You have bad days and that's it. This one was at a place called Shepston Gardens. I was really trying to focus on leaving white space in this one, so to not draw everything. So yeah, that was good practice. And from the same location, a different building in the area, and just trying to be wild and really like the white paint marker to show some of the foliage. I think this was a very loose, quite fun one. This one came out really nice. It's one of my favourite sketches. Again, it was a paint first. I just put some paint down across the page and then started drawing the skyline really of Monte Casino from a distance. Yeah, I just really like the shape of it on the page and like the colours. Yeah, big fan of that sketch. This one was at a hotel, again in the casino complex. And yeah, there wasn't anything too like fascinating around, but I started just drawing this scene that I could see from my table. And then, yeah, I just fancied drawing my coffee and then this little pot plant that was behind it. And I thought, oh, let me put some lettering in. And actually, I'm really big fan of this spread, even though it's like very mundane stuff going on here. I think it's actually works really, really nicely. This one I was just trying to have a bit of fun with, trying to do a bit cartoony buildings, like trying to bend them. I was thinking of Inma Serrano, where she thinks of buildings as monsters with personalities. Yeah, and then I stuck this receipt in and I was trying to draw over it. I was just trying to be a bit more playful, really. And then I drew my food at this restaurant called Nomad. Again, super, super loose. This I was trying to do collage and urban sketching, which was the video that I released last week. This was okay. I think the collage section here was quite nice, but then I think I lost it in the rest of the sketch. So I'm not like a massive fan of this one, to be honest with you. Here we went to the Science Museum with Urban Sketches Johannesburg. And yeah, I just saw this plane hanging from the ceiling and all of these structures. And I was like, I've got to draw that. This was really, really, really fun. I really enjoyed this. And very different from the usual scene I would usually draw. I really enjoyed that. This one is a tutorial or lesson that's coming up for my forthcoming online course. So watch this space. This one's like top secret, really. No, I'm joking. This one, we were challenged to draw a vehicle somewhere in the Monte Cassino complex, and there's this old vintage, like 1960s or 70s police car, Italian police car. So yeah, I really like how this came out. I just drew the background in pencil just to keep the focus on the car. I made the ground pink just to kind of contrast with the blue of the car. So yeah, I like that one. This was a whole scene inside of the casino, which has parts I like, parts I don't like. You know, some are hit and miss, and that's okay. Another one inside the food court where I was trying to keep the foreground arches all blank and then just draw the background restaurants behind it. I don't think it's quite right, but I enjoy the idea of it. And then just drawing some calligraphic cars at Eleanor Doughty's workshop in Auckland in Urban Sketches Symposium. And then these are all just paint swatches really and scribbles. So that is my Stillman Birn, swear word. That is my Stillman Birn Alpha sketchbook, the 7.5 by 7.5 inches. I really enjoyed it. The paper is a little thinner than like the beta and stuff like that, but I think it's just a perfect knockaround sketchbook. The pages are going to wrinkle like this, but I personally like that. I think it's totally fine. And it's just a great little sketchbook to record your life in. So really hope you enjoyed seeing this sketchbook, guys. Please do go and check out Skillshare using the link below. If you're the first one in the first 1,000 people to click the link and join up, then you'll get a whole month free of Skillshare, which is amazing. You can watch a lot of courses in a month if you want to. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.